Hello students, welcome to this series of 1 PYQ a day. It's a very important series for you all to learn how to write answers for mains. Now mains are coming. If you are giving the mains examination or if you are preparing for the mains examination but not giving the mains examination this year, for both these set of students, this series is going to be a very important game changer. Why? Because you are going to learn about how to organize the content in your answer, how to write the introductions, how to write the conclusions, how to write the body, how to generate points, everything. And how to hit the very basic of what has been asked in the question. Now, before I start, I would like to tell you about the free one-to-one mentorship of SRIRAM IAS. If you have any doubt in your preparation, the only thing you have to do is to scan this and fill the form, and you can come and meet our expert mentors. And this is all free of cost. You don't have to pay anything for this, and you are going to get the expert guidance. So this is something which you can do in order to systematize your preparation. Now this question was asked in 2023 and it is a 15 marker. So let us delve into what has been asked. Explain the structure of the parliamentary committee system. They have asked about the parliamentary committee system and they have asked you to explain the structure of it. Now, what is the second part? This is the first part of the question. This is the second part. How far have the financial committees, specifically now they are asking about the financial committees. So there are multiple committees and some of them are the financial committees which are very important in order to control the executive. We follow the parliamentary form of democracy, do not forget. In a parliamentary form of democracy, parliament plays a very important role, and one of that role is to control the executive, control their expenditure, control the kind of policies they are making, control how they are implementing those policies. So the second part, how far have the financial committee helped in the institutionalization of Indian Parliament? They are asking about the institutionalization of Indian Parliament. Now friends, let me tell you about what institutionalization really means. If you look at the Indian Parliament, what do you see? You know, on television you can see the live telecast of the Indian Parliament. The most important thing which you will see is that political debates are going on. That if a policy has been discussed, most of the time the political debates are going on. Along with it, the strength plays an important role. Now, in those political debates, the debates related with walkouts, debates related with how opposition is not allowing the parliament to run, or how the government is not accepting the demand of the opposition to give a particular bill to the committee and anything. Among all those chaos which is happening in the parliament, it is very difficult for the parliament to hold the ruling party accountable, to hold the executive accountable towards the house. And that is the reason why this committee system helps a lot. Now what are these committees? The committees can be called as mini parliament. They consist of few members of the parliament. They can be from the either house. Okay, they can be from the Lok Sabha, they can be from the Rajya Sabha, and they have specific work. They scrutinize everything which is given to them. Now in introduction, always I tell to write a specific thing, what has been asked in the question, and in conclusion you can make it broader. So let us first understand what in a parliamentary form of democracy is the role of parliament. Now three basic roles which I am going to tell you. The first one is they represent people, isn't it? Parliament represents people, specifically the house of the people. The Lok Sabha represents the people of the country. The second thing, it makes law. And the third important thing is it keeps the executive under control. This is the basic of the parliamentary form of democracy. If you look at the presidential form of democracy, which follows the principle of separation of power, that is bit different from this parliamentary form of democracy, which follows the principle of collective responsibility, isn't it? Now, the control of the executive must be effective, isn't it? The laws which the parliament is making, they must be impactful, they must be better, there must be scrutiny before making any law, isn't it? And of course, the parliament represents the people. Now, if the parliament, given the chaos, given the political debate which is going on, can it scrutinize every bill, clause by clause? Can it go into the depths of a bill and understand what impact it is going to create if it is implemented, if it is made, if it is passed, if it is turned into an act? It is very difficult for a political body to do it. And that is the reason why the parliamentary committee comes into the picture. Can it control the executive effectively without knowing where the problem exists? And how will they know until they actually scrutinize the expenditures done by the executive? And there is where the parliamentary committees comes into picture. So parliamentary committee in one or the other way makes the work of parliament more easier. It in a way, it institutionalizes the parliament. That is what is asked here. Now, this is something which you can write in the introduction, that the parliament has several roles to play, and in order to play those roles in an effective manner, parliamentary committees are made, which can be called as mini parliaments. The first part here is asking about the structure. What is the structure of the parliamentary committee system? Now, if you look at the structure of the parliamentary committee system, you are going to find two things. One is permanent committees, and the other one is ad hoc committees. Ad hoc can also be called as temporary committees. So, temporary committees here, isn't it? These are the two different types of committee. So, we are discussing about, the structure, and there are several other kind of committees also for different purposes, because parliament is a very big body. It needs housekeeping, it needs, assurances committee. There are too many things which are there. So, permanent committee, if you look, there are around 24 departmental related standing committees. 24 of them, which scrutinizes everything related to the kind of expenditure which a particular ministry is doing, okay, the bills, then how much demand are they making, then the reports which they are submitting. Everything related to ministries are looked after by these 24 departmental related standing committees. That this is 24 in number. Can you imagine? Now 16 is under Lok Sabha and 8 are under Rajya Sabha. Then second type, you see the financial committee. Financial committee, three important type of financial committee: public account committee, estimate committee, and committee on public undertakings. These are three important type of financial committee. Now, if you look at the second part here, they have specifically asked about these financial committees and how these financial committee institutionalizes the parliament. So, we are going to discuss it. Let us see the third one here. The second one, ad hoc committee. So, these kind of committee, there can be select committee of a particular house, the select committee of Lok Sabha, let's say, or select committee of Rajya Sabha. Then there can be joint parliamentary committee. Joint parliamentary committee means a committee consisting of members from both the houses of the parliament. What are the roles? They have specific roles. For example, if a bill has come into the parliament and the bill has to be scrutinized, so a select committee of a particular house, let's say Lok Sabha, will scrutinize the bill. And then whatever be the findings, those findings will be kept in front of the house to discuss. It is always better if 10-15 member of parliament sit down, clause by clause scrutinize a bill, look into all the lacunas which are there, all the criticisms which are there, and then finally make a report and submit it in the parliament, for the parliament to have a bigger debate on it. a meaningful debate on it, isn't it? The parliament, being a very big body, cannot do that work. It is always upon the committees to do this. So select committee, the same thing is done by the joint parliamentary committee. The only difference is a joint parliamentary committee consists of members from both the houses of the parliament. Then there are other kind of committees, as I've told you, assurance committee, housekeeping committee, privilege committee. So this is the whole structure. This is something which you are going to write in part number 1. Multiple points are there which you can generate from these things. So this is something which you can write. Now, how far have the financial committees helped in institutionalization of Indian Parliament? As I have told you, there are 3 kind of financial committee: public account committee, estimate committee, and committee on public undertakings. Now this committee on public undertakings look after everything. Everything, when I say what kind of estimates the public undertakings are making, what kind of expenditure they are making, all the bills, they scrutinize the bills also, the reports, they scrutinize the performance also. Everything is related with the public undertakings is seen by this committee. Okay. Estimate committee. What is the work of estimate committee? This estimate committee consists of 31 members and all belonging from Lok Sabha. What is the work of estimate committee? To look and scrutinize the estimates made by different ministries. Now a particular ministry can come up and ask for 10,000 crore rupees, that in order to, go forward with all the policies and the schemes of the government related to this particular ministry, we need around 10,000 crore. Now maybe that sort of money is not needed and everything can be done within 6,000 to 7,000 crore. So the estimate committee scrutinizes the estimates, the demand for grants made by different committees or different ministries, sorry. And they look into that demand for grant, that estimate, and then they advise that this much amount of money is not needed, you can reduce on the amount. So that is the work of estimate committee. And public account committee, one of the most important committee, consisting of 22 members, 15 coming from Lok Sabha and 7 coming from Rajya Sabha. Earlier it only used to have members from Lok Sabha. Then there was an agreement between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha members were also included in this committee, 7 of them. So there are 22 members here, public account committee. What is the work? Now, Controller and Audit General of India, CAG, under Article 148 of the Indian Constitution, is a parliamentary, a constitutional body which looks after the auditing of the accounts of the government. It submits a report. The report finally goes to the parliament, and that report goes to the Public Account Committee. So the Public Account Committee is helped by the report of the Controller and Audit General of India. Controller and Audit General of India is a friend, guide, and philosopher for the Public Account Committee. What is the role of Public Account Committee? To look into the nuances, to look that whether the policy which are made are actually being implemented on ground impactfully or not. The expenditure which are made, those expenditure have brought some kind of outcomes or not. So in order to scrutinize the whole business which is done by the executive, the Public Account Committee comes into picture. Now, as I've told you, institutionalization simply means that you are actually holding the executive accountable. You are actually scrutinizing everything. Every kind of law, policy which you are making, every kind of expenditure which you are doing have been scrutinized. A big body like Parliament cannot do these things, and that is the reason why parliamentary committees exist. So, see, you can very well make a sort of linkage that if you look into the workings and the functions of these committee, how they are making the executive accountable towards the parliament, how these committees are making or sort of controlling the executive, and how these committees are scrutinizing every kind of financial policies which has been brought by the executive. The estimates which have been put forward by the executives are also being scrutinized by one of these committees. So this is how these committees institutionalize the whole Parliament, the whole body of Parliament, and that is what has been asked in the second part of this question. See, in a representative democracy, in a parliamentary democracy, it is always important that the executive is somehow controlled, and that is also the requirement in India. Why? That is the reason why we have followed the parliamentary form of democracy, not the presidential form of democracy, so that the executive can be controlled by a bigger body, parliament, which represents the people. Okay? That has been the thinking behind adopting this system of parliamentary form of democracy in India. So this is something which you can write, that these financial, you can write in the conclusion, I mean, that these financial committees helps in order to fulfill the dream which has been seen by the forefathers, which has been seen by the constitution makers in India, that somehow the executive will be controlled by the parliament which represents the people, and that parliament which has the responsibility in order to implement social justice in the country, economic justice in the country, political justice in the country. So those are the heavy words which you can use in conclusion, which is already written in the preamble to the Indian Constitution, and this is how you frame your whole answer. So you're writing an introduction, you're writing a conclusion, and you are dividing the body into two different parts, those parts which are asked in the question. So I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt regarding this question or any other PYQ, you can ask in the comment sections below. So thank you very much for joining me. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.